Magandang hapon mga kaliga. Basketball na muna tayo sa ating pagpapatuloy ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. And today we are coming to you live from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City for your MPBL Saturday, where we are featuring Joshua Giab in his fourth to the last game with the Muntinlupa squad. He will take on team captain Danny Marilao and the rest of the Bacolod team here in our beloved league. That is our first game, to be followed by the Bataan Risers taking on Imus Agimat. And then for our main event, it is the rematch of the MPBL's Season 4 Finals. The Nueva Ecija Rise Vanguards defending their home court against the Zamboanga Master Sardines. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez, and we have Sydney Crespo later on as our courtside reporter. Let me begin with Coach Mike here. Coach Mike, naipakita natin si Joshua Giab. Kanina para sa Muntinlupa, I mentioned this is his fourth to the last game in the MPBL. And so can you contextualize to us just how important he is for his squad?
Well, Joshua Giab is the number one rebounder para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers. He's second in field goal makes, and he's number one still on total steals made per game. And so all those factors considered, is really just that valuable para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers. And really it would be a decision on the coaches how they try and bridge that gap once he leaves.
Well, the good thing is for Coach Louie Gonzalez, he will have his stud back, and Joshua did say that he will bring his better decision making back to Jose Rizal University. Now we have Sydney Crespo as our courtside reporter, at sa kanya natin makukuha kung kamusta nga ba itong Bacolod squad na mukhang mas kompleto dito sa Nueva Ecija.
Good afternoon, Migs, Coach Mike, at sa lahat ng ating mga kaliga. No, tama kayo dyan, Bacolod is feeling a lot better today now that they are complete with 12 men on their lineup. Coach Paul San Jose shared to me that he made sure today is going to be a comfortable day. They traveled early at meron silang konting bonding on the way to the venue. Nakatutok ng daw ang kanilang focus sa isang bagay today, and that is their losing streak. So let me share with you their plans and their mindset later on. But for now, back to you guys.
Alright, so nag-times 2 ang players ng Bacolod for today's outing, and that is certainly good to hear from Sydney Crespo. Now, Coach Mike will be breaking down our team standings. What's happening right now?
Well, simulan natin sa Norte. 10-game winning streak Pampanga, San Juan still with the win streak and undefeated. Ito mamaya, Nueva Ecija going up against Zamboanga on taking that 9-game winning streak on the line later in that game. Samantala, ito naman Bataan will go up against Imus later and try to bounce back for a very tough loss against Zamboanga at home court.
Let's see where Zamboanga is among others in the South Division standings, as there you see the picture right now.
Yeah, and Zamboanga actually is looking to extend their winning streak to 3 after the win against Caloocan and Bataan. Samantala, Muntinlupa, they're trying to go for their 4th win in their battle later on against Bacolod, at looking naman to snap that 8-game losing streak itong Bacolod. Samantalang Imus, they still are continually searching for their first win this season.
Now let's go back to the previous game of Muntinlupa. Actually, they've been on a good note lately, having won 3 of their last 4 games. It all began with their win versus the Bataan Risers, but their previous victims were the players of Bicolandia.
Yeah, and you know, they actually to Muntinlupa have won 3 of their last 4. It was a close game, no double-digit lead for any of the team. Muntinlupa was actually down 2 in the first quarter and took a 1-point lead come the half. Alfred Flores did 14 points. Joshua Giab had 12, and they're looking to improve that record. And looking at the stats, what really stands out is yung plus 14 bench points na favorable para dito sa Muntinlupa, which really led them to that win, as Bicolandia could not find anyone really strong enough to support their starters.
Let's see if the depth will be a big factor again in this game versus Bacolod City. Well, depth wasn't the case in the previous game for Danny Marilao and company, as mentioned by Sydney. Nagdoble or 12 ang players nila compared to the 6 in their previous game. That's why they lost by that many, 115-64.
Yeah, napakalaking loss yan para dito sa Bacolod. Playing only 6 players, we were down by as much as 53 points. But then again, the good thing about that, you got Danny with 18 points, Ramos had 13, Ubalde had 12, and Galit had 10. But you know, look at the fast break points. 8 versus 37, but the points in the paint is minus 40, just too much for that game para dito sa team ng Bacolod.
Certainly very forgettable. At least today is a new day for Bacolod. Let's see if we can see their smiles once again in the MPBL as they take on the Muntinlupa squad. Let's turn you over to Miguel Perey.
Magandang hapon mga kaliga and welcome to the Nueva Ecija Coliseum for our MPBL Saturday triple header. Today's first game features Muntinlupa and Bacolod. This is the 2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6 presented by Extreme. Live with the official MPBL Facebook page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite, and on Filipinas Live app. Let's meet our starters, beginning with the Muntinlupa Cagers, Alberg Paramount. Guard number 9, Jasper Cuevas. Also at guard number 0, Dave Moralde. Starting at center, number 25, Ryan Arenal. Forward number 6, McCoy Marcos. And the other forward, number 5, Joshua Giab. Their head coach is Mixon Ramos. Assistant coaches, Alex Calweng, Jerry Andalion, Noel Villapa, and John Cabudong. Team manager is Vince Harder. Team owners are Kaiser and Grace Helves, attorney Jem C, and Miss Aya Saicon. Now, the starting 5 for Bacolod City of Smiles. Starting at guard, number 0, Jamel Ramos. Also at guard, number 26, Tricky Penomingan. Coming in at center, number 18, Alfred Cedillo. Forward, number 29, Jacob Galicia. And the other forward, number 17, Danny Marilao. Their head coach is Paul San Jose. Assistant coaches, Bong Sangalang and Poch Solentino. Team manager is Luigi Herrera. Referees for this ball game are crew chief Carol Guan.
We have our starting fives brought to you by Buenas. It's Jasper Cuevas with Dave Moralde, RJ, Ryan Arenal, McCoy Marcos, and Joshua Gia for Muntinlupa. And then it's Jamel Ramos with Ricky Peromingan, Alfred Cedillo, Jacob Galicia, and team captain Danny Marilao for Bacolod City. Thank you for joining us as we come to you live from the home of the MPBL's 4th season champions, the Nueva Ecija Coliseum. This is Nick Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sydney Crespo. This would be the 4th to the last game of not only Joshua Gia, but also March De Leon and RJ Arenal, who will all be returning to Coach Louis Gonzalez for the NCAA season of Jose Rizal University. So kailangan na pong sulitin ng Muntinlupa ang kanilang mga bata as Giab misfires, rebound Galicia.
And in the same way, kailangan rin sulitin na nitong Muntinlupa yung pagkakataon ng transfer window because there's a good considerable number of players that will be moving para dito sa Cagers.
Again, not only will there be players moving out of their squads, there will be players moving into some squads. And a lot of those will come from the PBA 3x3 landscape. Some great talent that includes the likes of Almon Bosotros and Alfred Ryan Batino. Let's see as to which teams they will choose if they opt to play back here in the MPBL as Tricky Peromingan scores.
Well, Tricky Peromingan right there really just getting his way inside, untouched, almost not defended at all when that shot went up. And so better defensive perimeter kailangan dito para sa Cagers.
By the way, and this would be unfortunate for Bacolod City, especially if you have favorite players on the squad right now. It's a usual case in the MPBL wherein if there's a challenged squad in terms of its record at the start of a season, players tend to depart from it, especially the ones who think that they would have great minutes playing for teams with better records. And so let's see if that would actually apply to some of the players, especially for Bacolod, who are currently at 1-10. But on the other end, for McCoy Marcos and the rest of Muntinlupa, they have been on a roll, and now they're at 3-8.
Yeah, and I guess the good thing is that they're actually looking at another win streak para dito sa Cagers. On the other side, looking for another win. At the very first win, itong Bacolod. We'll see what that happens tonight.
There's a layup by Jacob Galicia off of that feed by Tricky Peromingan. It's 8 straight losses for Bacolod City compared to the wins of Muntinlupa in 3 of their last 4 matches. Arenal misfires, rebound onto Jamel Ramos. Now Ramos slows down. working with Ricky Perumingan. Where will they go? Two-man game. There's a foul. Too much action between RJ Arenal and Jacob Galicia. And now we have our fast break of the game brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Ricky Perumingan working with Jacob Galicia. Well, these two teams, or these two players actually have come from different programs already in the MPBL. Perumingan once played for Sarangani and Galicia played for Caloocan, so he knows how it's like to be in a winning program.
Yeah, and what you like about yung sequence na yon is that Ricky actually didn't force it. Hinanapan niya yung kakampi niya na libre, and you gotta hit that man that's rolling. And Galicia was just right there, getting that basket in.
It's good that Galicia is able to put in the points early in this game, even getting 2 rebounds so far, because he did ask for playing minutes. After all, entering the 6th season of the MPBL. That's why he's here with Bacolod City. Let's see if he can continue to maximize this experience. Over 2 minutes gone by in this game. Jasper Cuevas. Now they go to McCoy Marcos, given some space, then on the shot clock. Pinapalabas si Dave Moralde. Down to 6 seconds. Moralde fouled by Galicia.
A really tight defense there on that attempt to drive by itong si Dave Moralde. Well, one thing though that's really good para dito sa Cagers is yung turnovers per game nila talagang mababa. And so that's a good thing, something that they would wanna continue and be more efficient offensively para sa kanilang laro.
As McCoy Marcos scores in the interior, why don't you give me the specific number? How many turnovers do they average?
They're roughly about 16.4 turnovers per game versus that of 17 para dito sa Bacolod. So it's really part of the middle tier or the lower tier of the teams, but in terms of the matchup today, they're better in that department.
Well, it's good that you mentioned where they are in terms of tiers in that category, as Alfred Cedillo scored for Bacolod City, because especially if you talk about Muntinlupa, they're at the bottom 3 in 6 departments in the MPBL. That's points, rebounds, assists, blocks, points in the paint, and 3-point shooting.
Yeah. And a lot of it really is coming from, I guess, yung biglaan ng pag-form nitong team na to. Very young players na role players at mga dati nilang teams ngayon got shoved into the spotlight and to play the lead. So may adjustments rin towards this season para dito sa Cagers.
By the way, let me check that. Apparently, it's not just 6, it's 8. They're also bottom 3 in points off of turnovers and fast break scoring. Bacolod is mid-tier in all categories, at least not in the bottom 3. 6-4 is the tally.
Yeah, and what's surprising is even points in the paint. Dead last itong Muntinlupa, considering how they've been executing in the perimeter. As we see a good drive right there in the middle, and McCoy's really been one of those guys that has provided that help para dito sa Cagers.
Well, you were talking about points in the paint, and so he delivered 2 points in the paint. As we present to you our play of the game brought to you by Buenas. McCoy Marcos delivering once more. He will not go back to college. He will not declare for the draft. So he will finish out this season for Muntinlupa. But the question is, what type of help can he get off of that window, especially when he loses those 3 bigs of JRU?
Yeah. At saka importante dyan, mix, I guess, sa pag-alis ni Joshua Giab as he goes collegiate. Joshua Giab is the number 1 in terms of total points with 118 so far for all the games played. And the second one is McCoy. He's got 85. And so, you know, it matters now. Will he need to step up to cover up for the production of Joshua?
By the way, to my memory, Giab is the best player in all 3 games.
Yes.
For Muntinlupa.
Yes, that's right.
That's their 3 games won versus Bataan, Sarangani, and Bicol respectively. As now there's a foul called on that jumper by Dave Moralde.
And ito naman si Dave is, again, he's been there for quite a while, but he's always in the top 3 on a lot of the stat lines para dito sa Cagers, which shows that, you know, over the years, he's really mastered how to play at different levels and the different teams that he's been in, and credit the flexibility and how quickly he adapts to each team that he plays for.
The problem is, the number 1 stat for him would be injuries.
Yes.
That is the challenge for Dave Moralde, who's been bothered by a couple of minor injuries with his knee and his ankles. Well, he did tell me it's quite a challenge for him in the off-season. Kasi sa off-season, one would think na kailangan you keep in shape, even at 50% in terms of pushing it to your limits. And cross-training sometimes would be, or actually most of the time would be useful for our players as Salcedo scores inside. Dahil sa cross-training, ay magkakaroon ka ng break from basketball. But still, you keep yourself in shape. As for Dave Moralde, because of his injuries, he tends to rest up.
Correct.
So, kumbaga, parang nagiging counterproductive yun sa kanya. And it kind of hinders his conditioning as McCoy Marcos scores inside. Although, on the other hand, he also has to keep himself in good shape by continuing to work however he pleases.
That is right. And so, sabi nga nila, innovation is the mother of all necessity. Kaya itong si Dave Moralde, instead of focusing on the offensive game, he's actually switched more defensively. Kaya makikita mo yung mga stats niya. It really kind of skews towards defensive. As you see a 3 right here by Dave showing us, Mike, hindi lang tayo pang depensa. Kaya din natin tumila sa labas. But really, he's leading Muntinlupa Cagers with a total blocks of 3. And so that's pretty huge for Dave Moralde, speaking on the defensive side.
Let's see if he can step up defensively on this possession. Oh, he's called for a foul against Danny Marilao. Now, this 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One Stop Shop Appliances, the former UP Fighting Maroon, launching from downtown. And he proves to Coach Mike that he is a two-way player after all.
And you love being proven wrong sa mga ganyan
course.
situation. And that was just a really good rub screen para dito kay Dave before setting up for that shot on that 3.
I just hope he stays healthy. And I hope he finds the right combination for him to work out in the off-season.
Yes.
Yung tamang pahinga at tamang conditioning. So that when he enters the season, he'll be in prime shape.
Yeah. At saka maganda kay Dave kasi pagka hindi kaya ng opensa niya, you know, he helps out by assisting his teammates. And so, he's top 3 din pagdating sa assists, roughly averaging about 3 assists per game.
That's top 3 in Muntinlupa.
In Muntinlupa, right.
Now, this is a 3-pointer again for the Cagers. Short. That was Flores, their other point guard. Now, from that miss by March De Leon, here's Ralph Salcedo. Giving the ball up to Alfred Cedillo. Bacolod is down by 2. Under 4 minutes remaining in the opening frame. Cedillo onto Marilao. That's a turnover. Kevin Buenaflor. Nice pass to Flores. Sorry miss.
Yeah, that would have been a good opportunity. They had the right thing, but really, you have to make a basket on a fast break situation like that.
By the way, you did give a shout out to Flores in our pregame. Alfred scored 14 points in 23 minutes of play in their previous game.
And he was just really very good in that game, coming off the bench and contributing para dito sa Cage. Oh, another air ball here for the Cagers.
Well, we've been going back and forth. Very unfortunate for Gabe Capacio, as now we just saw a couple of substitutions. L.A. Casinillo is in for Bacolod. Same goes for Adrian Partosa.
And one other thing, I guess, offensively para dito sa Cagers na naka-apekto, yung injury ni Jasper Longalong. I mean,
yeah,
you know, he's a guy that's really parang paakyat na no? Yung performance niya, he's getting good rhythm, got a lot of chemistry with the team, and that unfortunate injury list just came up.
It is very unfortunate. That is the right word to say, because it was quite poetic for him to get his first win in the season before. Against his former team in the Bataan Risers. After that, the injury happened.
Yeah, tama yun.
Flores fouled. 2 free throws.
And itong si Flores makes his insertion into this team of the Cagers has really brought a lot of new dimensions. 3-pointers, assists, fast breaks, and he's just been really that guy, I guess, that they need at the point para dito sa Cagers.
Well, it's him alongside Jasper Cuevas who have proven a lot already in the season. You're seeing his average, Jess. 11.7. Mataas po yan.
Yeah.
Although it's not the biggest sample size so far for Mr. Flores, because it seems like he started late in our campaign.
But the thing is, Migs, he's getting that average on 20 minutes of play lang. And so, you know, talagang efficiency ang nagiging contribution dito ni Flores.
Do you have the stat as to how many games he played so far? Games played for Flores, 3 games. Okay. Yeah, he was quite late.
Right. This is only his 4th game, but the very first game pa lang kita mo na kagad yung impact niya, no? Ni walang, I don't think there was even rust at all when the first came in. It really just point guard mentality that they need for the Cagers.
And now we have to know where he actually came from.
It's ICC Blue Hawks.
ICC.
Yeah, ICC Blue Hawks.
That's a very familiar school. Was that Flores? Yes, it was him.
Yeah.
Alfred Flores with the putback. I think Coach Gerson once upon a time coached for ICC.
I think right now nagko-coach sa kanya si Coach Gumata, if I got that correctly, for ICC. And I do believe that they became recently a champion. He's an MVP in that league.
Okay, so that explains the lack of rust for Alfred Flores. Now it's 15-10. A minute and 43 before the end of 1.
Tsaka ganun mga players ang kailangan ng Cagers ngayon. Plug and play. Very little adjustments. You gotta get in there, absorb the system, learn it, and then execute it.
Sombero kick out to Flores against Ian Pardo. Almost a double dribble there. Capasio, 7 on the shot clock. Jethro Sombero. Too strong. Rebound to Salcedo. No, almost a turnover for Ralph. This is L.A. Casinillo. Crossing, driving. Casinillo, that's short. Takpo sa kabila. Good defense by Ian Pardo. Now it's Gabe Capasio. Up and under, nice move.
A good decision right there by Capasio, allowing that defense to fly by, let his footwork do the stuff towards that finish going glass.
That allows them to build a 7-point advantage. Gabe Capasio with the 1-2. And let's call that some magic in the air for Mr. Gabe here in the MPBL. Making his father proud. Obviously, Coach Glenn is the consultant to Coach Louis Gonzalez back in JRU. We have a timeout, 17-10. Coach Mixon Ramos and the rest of Muntinlupa will take on San Juan in San Juan on June 17. And then it's Marikina on June 21 and Pangasinan on June 28. Those will be the last games of Joshua Gia, Barge De Leon, and RJ Arenal for Coach Mixon. Their assistant coach in JRU, but their head coach here in Muntinlupa. Partosa onto his roller. Good defense by Flores. And here's Kevin Buenaflor. Capasio turning around. Gabe, back to Kevin. 40 seconds before the end of 1. Nice pass. Barge De Leon, short. "13-second differential. L.A. Casinillo. On to Ralph Salcedo. Back to L.A.
It's too tight.
Then on the shot clock, tough shot, short. Ball tapped away by Partosa.
Ibang klase talaga yung binibigay na value nito ni Alfred Flores. He's already getting 4 rebounds already in this game and he's leading that stat for a point guard.
Who's that Marikina point guard last year? Now with Abra. You know this guy.
Flores.
JR Chavez.
JR Chavez.
Chavez. I'm getting a bit of a comparison between them. By the way, Bacolod has been scoreless in the last 5.5 minutes. Great defense by Muntinlupa. On the other end, Alfred Flores and the rest of the white shirts have been capitalizing on that.
And then the irony of them not scoring, speaking of Bacolod, is that they're actually leading on that stat in a straight-up battle between these two teams. And so you'd like to think that they're better off executing offensively, pero nahihirapan sila ngayon, di makabasket.
Flores with his second gimme. 2 out of 2. May kamukha siya, by the way, sa Valenzuela. They're homegrown. Jameson Hero.
Yeah, right.
6 seconds to go before the end of 1. Ball tapped away, but there was a foul as well committed by Kevin Buenaflor. Sideline inbound for Ian Pardo. Up top he goes. Manalang will fire. That's short. And so, Bacolod wasn't able to score in the second half of the first quarter. That's how good the defense of Muntinlupa has been.
And that's how quickly they're able to rotate on every point of attack para dito sa Bacolod. And you'd like to think that this is going to be a better second quarter para dito sa Bacolod City of Smiles.
Well, after all, this is their coming around game once more here in the MPBL after only fielding in 6 players in their last outing. Let's see if time would be of the essence for the black shirts as you take a look at that beautiful play. Ricky Perumingan working with Ralph Salcedo, but that's absolutely even more beautiful from Gabe Capacio with a highlight in the first frame for Muntinlupa. They're looking good here in Nueva Ecija as this first quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Focus on competing. This is Coach Paul San Jose's main message to his Bacolod squad in their last 2 practices. Obviously, their last few losses have been difficult for the morale of the team, but everybody's in a good mood daw, kaya they're hoping to execute and work together better. In this match, Coach Paul acknowledges that they're shorter than Munti and their execution is still not the best, but he's urging everyone to just be ready and open to any adjustments during the game. I want to hear your thoughts, Migs and Coach Mike.
Well, to me, it's baby steps for Bacolod City, but they're going to need to make giant leaps from the second quarter forward because they're down by 9 points. How about you?
Yeah, I think the same, no? And so yung field goal percentage 7 out of 20 versus 5 out of 17. Just dalawang field goal difference with this 9-point deficit. Well, a lot of it has to do with the 4 more made free throws para dito sa Cagers as Bacolod never got that trip to the line.
It is 19-13. At least Bacolod now was able to convert off of a 3-pointer. And now we're back with Marge De Leon working with Jethro Sombero against L.A. Casinillo. 4 on the shot clock. Sombero down the middle. Tried to go up and under. And he was fouled.
Pero yung gitna nung depensa na yun, talagang open for Jethro to claim. And he's not gonna shy away sa ganung pagkakataon. But ang maganda dun sa pagkakasetup ng Cagers, yung kabila sa weak side, humagalaw pa rin yung mga tao. And you see Alfred Flores really initiating that offside action para naman may iba pang option yung umaataking offensive player.
Sombero converts on his first free throw. That's his first point in this game in 5 minutes of play. Now before this game, okay, for everybody's context, magkasabay po kami ni Coach Mike Perez sa kotse. 4 na oras po yun mula Metro Manila, kaya marami kami na pag-usapan. At isa sa mga nabanggit niya sa akin ay ang kanyang observation in terms of all the experimentation being made by Coach Mixon Ramos in terms of their offense.
Yeah, and napakaraming mga schemes ang pinapalitan dito ni Coach Mixon within a very specific core of setup ng offensive nila. And you like a coach that does that in order to be able to make adjustments in season. And the important thing, I guess, is that the players are actually responding dito sa mga changes na to.
Well, as Jacob Galicia scores plus a foul with a window approaching in the MPBL, there would be roster changes. Are you actually expecting more experimentation by Coach Mixon Ramos?
Well, I think yes, there is going to be some experimentation, but the key there is that yung mga bagong papasok na mga pyesa para dito sa Cagers, I'm sure they would want them to be plug and play, get in quickly. Lalo na I feel they need a big man.
They would.
Without Josh, that's going to be a huge gaping hole na kailangan ma-fill up nila.
It's 3 holes, by the way.
That's right.
That's Giab, De Leon, and Arenal. 21-16. Buena floor from the corner. No, that's good. It rolled in.
Yeah, and Kevin Benaflor, without a question. If you're a native of Muntinlupa, you know this guy is actually a knockdown shooter. And, for Coach Mixon to be setting up that play against that zone, no surprises right there. Kevin can definitely knock that down.
And Kevin, by the way, has been the mainstay of mainstays.
Yes.
For Muntinlupa alongside Dave Moralde. Konti lang silang nakita natin nung inaugural season representing the same squad. Wala pa nun si Nico Gonzalez, no?
Wala pa. Wala pa si Nico nun. I think Nico came in 2 seasons ago ba, if I got that correctly.
So there are 2 OGs for Muntinlupa. Here's a new guy, Alfred Flores, working with Jethro Sombero. Another new guy, bounce pass, Flores. Nice speed, Capacio fires and misses. Rebound, Perumingan. Forward pass onto Danny Marilao. Head of steam, a layup for Danny Marilao.
Well, you're not stopping Danny Marilao in that situation. Full steam ahead with that much athleticism. And mahirap pigilan pag gano'n.
I wanted that dunk from Danny Marilao.
Oh, yeah.
He did it with a defender in his face in Parañaque.
Yes.
Maybe not today, but we have a long way to go. That's a good putback by Joshua Giab.
Kagandahan kay Joshua, really a big man's mentality of I'm this close, I get the offensive rebound, I'm gonna put that back in. And by the way, walang nakakagulat dun sa rebound na yun dahil si Josh ang #1 offensive rebounder din nila for this team. He's roughly averaging 3 offensive rebounds per game, so that's one of the 3 already para dito kay Josh.
And 7.3 total rebounds for Mr. Giab. Oh, that's a foul. As Galit went down, he doesn't normally go down.
Oo, medyo matibay rin katawan at saka stable to si Galit.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star Win to the Max. Perumingan, a good find to his longtime teammate Danny Marilao. This was not a dunk by Tito Danny, but will gladly take it. The 2 points for Mr. Marilao.
Pero cleared for takeoff, no?
Yun na nga I was ready.
Sayang no?
I was ready for the commentary to no avail as LA Casinilla scores.
And again, defensively, you gotta get that stop in there. Para dito sa Cagers, you cannot allow this Bacolod team to, slowly come in and come back to this game.
26-22, the biggest lead was 9 for Muntinlupa. Bacolod has momentum. Remember, they were scoreless in the last 5 minutes of the opening frame. Good recovery by Perumingan.
Switch.
Tricky down the middle. Perumingan, short. Ball tapped and recovered once again by Bacolod City. Danny Marilao. There's a cutter. Not the best of deliveries. On the counter is Jasper Cuevas, who almost traveled. That's 2 points.
Yeah, and you see right there, just getting in, finding an open spot, getting past the defense for that finish.
We were actually building up Jasper Cuevas as the main point guard of Muntinlupa before the arrival of Alfred Flores. The good thing about him is the fact that he admits that he went back to basics. And some of his teammates actually attest to it. They had to teach him the simple stuff in basketball because apparently Jasper lost his confidence just last year. The good thing is, naibalik niya na yun at now he's at 60% compared to his 0% as he would describe it at the start of the season.
Yeah, ang mahalaga dyan is merong progression, merong pagbabago, and that state of believing in yourself, I think that's key for Cuevas. And after all, yung last game niya, he was really good in that game.
Muntinlupa's on the run. McCoy Marcos, that's a veteran move.
Yeah. and you give that right side of the floor and allow him to get into contact with you and just leveraging of that on that shot, talagang advantage yan para kay McCoy.
On the other end, Cedillo thought that he had the advantage. And off of the scramble, the ball goes out of bounds in favor of Bacolod City.
You love the hustle of Team Bacolod. They knew that was a loose ball. It's 50-50. Somebody's got to go and take it.
Here's Makoy Marcos bumping his way through against Tricky Perumingan. Those are two very hefty wingers, by the way. And Makoy got the most out of the opportunity. And here's Tricky for retribution. Perumingan, that's a shot clock violation.
And again, time and time, this defense of Muntinlupa has really, I guess, slowed down the offensive scheme of itong Bacolod. And credit that to the effort and the teachings of the coaching staff of the Cagers.
30-22, 5 minutes done in the second. Nice escape by Warlo Batak.
Man, I love that move. Catch sa taas, punta kaagad sa kanan, layup kaagad ng libre. Coaches would call that a stampede, and that's a really good move right there para dito sa Cagers. See that one, right lane clearly open for that claim.
And so now it is the biggest lead in the ball game for Muntinlupa after it was such a nice start by Bacolod in the second quarter, 32-22. Now, off of this move by Makoy Marcos, who has been barging his way through in this game. We're seeing our lucky fans of the game brought to you by Buenas. I'm not sure if they actually traveled all the way from Muntinlupa, but thank you for your presence here in Palayan City, Nueva Ecija. You traveled from Muntinlupa.
Yeah, sasabihin ko nga sana dapat sumabay na rin sila.
Or ikaw sumabay sa kanila.
Sumabay sa kanila. Ako nakisabay.
So that's what, 5 hours in total for you, right?
Roughly,
in terms of your travel time?
But if you're going to a place to cover a game, I mean,
why not?
Why not?
And by the way, it's not just any game.
Yes.
We have Zamboanga versus Nueva Ecija as our main event tonight. So if you're watching this game, do invite your friends and family to join us for our set of action in today's MPBL. There's a jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to Muntinlupa, or it's pointing Muntinlupa's way.
Well, Muntinlupa actually very defensive-minded right now. They have 5 steals already, almost half remaining in the second quarter. Overall, ang steals per game nila is 7. So, you know, medyo nakadiin lang kote ang depensa nitong mga Cagers ngayon.
32-22, Makoy Marcos on to Warlo Batak. Batak just using his muscles, rightfully so, as he will earn a trip to the stripe. Buti na lang, ano siya, toned siya.
Oo.
Kung hindi, he won't be able to live up to his last name.
Oo. Talagang ano eh, molded din eh.
Yeah.
Toned yung katawan. And so, contact advantage ka dyan kahit papaano.
But the question is, can he actually use this body the right way?
Right. That's a different thing altogether. Ooh.
Lane violation.
Okay.
Here's the thing for Warlo Batak. I wonder if he's in that realm of Zach Wang and Joey Barcuma. Yung nasa less than 10% yung body fat percentage nila.
That's a good idea to figure out. Kasi mukhang maganda rin yung yung BMI nito.
Oh yeah. Turnover story 9-1.
And a lot of that has to do with those steals of Muntinlupa. Like what we said, 6 na steals na sila so far in this game, to which they've gotten 9 points out of it.
By the way, they're supposed to be third to the last in terms of points off of turnovers. Itong Muntinlupa, only averaging 13. So, it's been a nice start for Coach Vixon Ramos and company. Here's L.A. Casinillo. Meeting a teammate. 3-on-1 action. Batak all the way. He flies high and scores.
Well, needless to say, si Batak has provided that much needed energy come the second quarter para dito sa cages. And you like a player like that.
By the way, it really seemed like he didn't have any chances of passing that basketball. Sa kanya na yun eh. May dalawang tumatakbo kasama siya. Nope. It's all the way for Warla Batak as now Vento is called for a foul. This is the fast break opportunity. Look at his eyes. Did he even look at his teammates?
Not
Hindi
even.
na.
Not even.
Diretso na si Warla Batak.
Pero yung mga kakampi naman niya, ready for the rebound.
Oo naman.
In case na, Sabi siguro ni Bata, guys, roughly mga 8 minutes lang naman ako naglalaro per game. No, averaging lang ako ng almost 4 points per game. Hayaan nyo na muna sa akin to.
At least na-surpass niya na.
Na-surpass
with 5
niya,
points
right.
so far.
And he's done it in good fashion within a compete quarter. Hindi yung, parang garbage time na, no?
And that's in 3 minutes of play so far for Warla Batak. Alfred Cedillo just converted from the stripe. He has 4 points now, and he's a point away from matching his season average of 5.3. 35-24. Another 4 minutes before halftime. Jasper Cuevas against Jamel Ramos. Now we're back with McCoy. On to Arenal, down low. There's a foul.
Yeah. To me, the way that I've observed the Cagers, that's the best, scheme, I think, that fits them well. A feed to the post-up guy and allowing him to make decisions out of yung movement ng mga tao sa weak side. And Arenal can definitely do inside dribbles, couple or two, to make that basket if ever wala yung mga options ng weak side.
I wonder who that option will be when they lead.
Yeah.
As Mahoy Marcos scores, flying high for that layup. He has 12 points in this game.
Well, by default, siguro lalabas dyan si Dave because Dave is, pretty comfortable rin sa poste. But then again, kailangan mo pa ng ibang tao that would do that for you.
Danny Marilao, mid-range jumper.
Ibang klase rin talaga yung release ito si Danny Marilao. I mean, a big guy that can actually rise up and knock down that elbow jumper without hesitation.
Well, then again, from being a role player for multiple years here in the MPBL, Danny Marilao is now a scorer for Bacolod City. That's Bongay who converts.
And a highlight reel, if I may say, para dito kay Danny Marilao.
Danny Marilao.
Yeah.
Errol J. Bongay, by the way, is an assistant coach in JRU. So he will stay with Coach Mixon and Coach Alex here in Muntinlupa as the other players depart. And off of that turnover, Danny Marilao tried to fly high again and he got fouled.
How about that off-legged scoop shot para dito kay Danny Marilao? Medyo mahirap yun. Pero iba talaga ang galaw.
Pag-scorer ka na.
Oo, pag-scorer ka na. Dati pa role player ka lang. Leading scorer na to, boy.
11.4 points per game for Danny Marilao here in the 6th season of the MPBL at 69% free throw shooting. I was about to say that he's actually in the top 10 among volume free throw shooters. Just missed on his first gimme.
Pero maganda dyan, Migs, he's earned it over the years. You're not complaining. Ito ang role mo dito sa team na to. Ngayon, hindi ka na role player.
Captain pa nga siya.
Di ba?
39-29. Okoy Marcos working with Dave Moralde. This is Arenal. You talked about this scheme.
Right.
He's backing down. RJ taking his time. Definitely a foul by Cedillo. That was Alfred's idea all along.
Well, si Alfred medyo mabigat rin naman ang karga nito pero iba rin yung dalang weight ni Arenal. And just a couple of dribbles, he immediately got swung inside. And so there's not much he can do, lalo na walang help side para dito kay Alfred.
Might I say, it's good to see that from RJ Arenal because we rarely see him post up. And I'm dating back to his Marikina days last year. He's not really that much of a scorer. But imagine if he can do that for JRU. Malaking bagay yun in the collegiate level. We all saw how Sean Umali was impactful last year as a low post player for Letran or for Lyceum. This is Mahoy Marcos.
Lalim.
That was tough. Good defense by Bacolod. And here's Ian Pardo, stopping and popping. Too strong, rebound, put back, JR Galit, basket and one.
I feel that it was important for Pardo to do that stop and pop. Huwag nang hayaang lapitan pa yung depensa, but really good offensive rebound right there for Galit and putting back in for the shot.
Well, to your point about the pull-up by Ian Pardo, as we take a look at the numbers of JR Galit, Jamel Ramos, his point guard, did tell him that was a good shot. Don't worry about it after the play. Galit, though, could not convert from the stripe. The lead is 8. 2 minutes to go before halftime. Pressure defense from the backcourt. That's almost a steal.
Yeah.
Sombero. Now the lane. Now they go up to Jasper Cuevas.
Post up again.
Bongay. Kick out. Boralde. 2 on the shot clock. That's a good look. Too strong for Dave Boralde.
Medyo na-tempt sobra dahil libre.
95 seconds. Pardo. On to the right. JR Galit against Sombero. Galit almost traveled. Almost a steal by Dave Boralde. 8 on the shot clock. Danny Marilao. Air ball.
I had no choice. Kailangan i-take na niya yung shot na yon. But again, nag-hold up itong depensa ng Cagers na importante.
Well, for Muntinlupa, they're dead last in scoring. 64 points per game, which means their defense has to comply.
Right.
Ngayon, on pace naman sila to score 78. But it's Bacolod who's on pace to score less than the average of Muntinlupa. That's a good sign, definitely.
Oh, kasi dalawa lang naman niya. It's either you score or you get a stop. So important you perform with at least one of them.
Sombero, no good. That's off of Marilao. I wonder if Jethro Sombero's calling would be similar to the Danny Marilao of before. Because he certainly has the length and the athleticism to be scrappy. So he could help out, especially with defense and rebounding.
At saka si Jethro, I've covered him before in some of his games. He's so much more, I guess, active than sa mga games na that I covered him. And so hopefully he gets back to his whole self to be able to contribute para dito sa Cagers.
45 seconds. JR Galit off of the switch. Galit, hand off to Ian Pardo. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Danny Marilao's turn. He will attack. No good on the one-hander. Ball out of bounds.
Ganda ng rotation ng defense ng Cagers. Kept switching everything. And, closing out if ever there's a shot and having the next guy rotate over to the next guy that could possibly receive the ball.
It will be a baseline inbound. Jamel Ramos pulls up. No good. Offensive rebound. Manalang will score.
Well, that can be. Offensive rebound is just like a turnover. And you got to treat it that way if you're the Cagers. I'm sure they'll talk about it at the half.
6-point game. Rebounding is a +6 in this matchup for Bacolod City. Jethro Sombero backing down against Danny Marilao. There's a kick out. Good hands by Bacolod. Here's Jamel Ramos all the way. No good. Ball tapped and recovered by JR Galit. There's the pass. Danny Marilao with an easy gimme. Last 2 seconds. That's a steal. Ramos, he did not know about the time. So that's late. Although, it was a nice finish for Bacolod in the first half.
Yeah, so much stronger a finish para dito sa Bacolod. They were 7-0 in terms of steals comparison earlier in the first quarter, but now they got 4 more steals triggering their offensive scheme the other end.
How about Bacoy Marcos? Efficient in this game, 66% from the field.
Yeah, and he's been pretty solid. I mean, getting through those open lanes, getting into contact, finishing strong, not minding any defense at all, and you got to give it to McCoy on that first half.
So he's actually 5 points over his season average already. And now this halftime score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending! GameX. And now we lead into you our top 10 plays of the week.
Last 2 minutes brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL.
What a shot.
The first and original online basketball ending.
Oh, what a shot in spite of struggling. Look at this one. Crossover between, stop on a dime, double clutch in midair, bottom.
It rattles that one in.
Manalang. Screen by Tyrone. Robbie onto Carlo. Lastimoso will drive. He loves that.
Ooh, wow!
JR Kaasi with a rejection.
Not just the basket, it's how you stop that attack. Look at here. Carlo drives. Oh, right there. JR Kasi says, no, not this time.
Shot also from
Bonifacio.
Oh,
Sleet, what a move! Ganado si Patrick Sleet.
Oo.
Check out this goal from Patrick Sleet. Spin, gather and the spin, and the finish right there. 2 points, and he's got 4 in the ball game.
Block. Manzo ahead to Montero. Montero goes to the baseline. Reverse layup. He's good. Para kay Joshua Montero.
How about that shot? Too deep inside, but still able to put enough English to that finish. Akala mo wala na siyang pupuntahan dun eh, no?
Exactly.
Nagawan pa ng paraan.
I was very surprised that he went up for that reverse.
Dalawang matitinding depensa.
Thomas Torres with the rebound. Rodel Gravera, watch out! Oh! Rodel Gravera!
Highlight.
The runway cleared, and he took off and finished with authority. Rodel Gravera.
Tapena has a mismatch and then he has Torres. Highlight.
Yes, stuffs it home. Tiningnan pa yung depensa eh. Ano, cha-challenge ba to? But no way. Rodel Gravera.
Stopper.
That's Beichong. CBC. The ball on the deck.
Oh, man! That's done.
Greg Slaughter with a two-handed jam. Welcome to the MPBL, Greg Zilla. Jamming that one home with authority.
He had 2 big men on him, on Carl Brian Cruz, and really just left that entire side of the floor to Greg.
3-point lead for Quezon City. Watch out for the three-pointer para dito sa Batangas. MJ for 3. Yes! 5.5 seconds remaining. Are. Gustong bumawi. Paeng misses. And we are going to overtime. Are goes down on that pick, and MJ De La Virgen straight and through with that three-pointer to tie the game. That was a good 6 feet from the line.
Oo.
Sarao against Gabayni. Oh, what a move. What a move. What a move.
Has to be in the top 10. Excellent footwork by Sarao. Now we gotta see it not only once but twice. This is just a masterpiece. Spin, fake, spin, up and under.
That's a buenas play of the game. JP Sarao.
Actually, may gumagawa rin yan sa side ng Bulacan eh. Kaya lang si Paulo Hubalde din.
And he turns it over here. Ubalde looks tired. Manligues will sky and score.
Flex it over. Manligues. What a move.
We definitely do have to see that one more time. Between the legs at may oras pa para magtimpla ng kape sa ere. Daryl Manligues. What a sequence coming from Valenzuela's starting point guard. Take a look at that again. 0-3 in motion.
8 here in the period. Sleep. Strip. Agawan sa bola. Rayson has it. Ahead to Gozum. Corteza. Baltazar! Justin Baltazar with a trademark throwdown at the Convention Center.
Great setup there by Miggy Cortesa. Ang ganda ng pass back sa Del.
Here it is. You can hear the crowd roaring after this dunk by Justin Baltasar. The Giant Lanterns up by 4. 2:33 remaining in the third.
We are at halftime for Muntinlupa versus Bacolod. The score reads 39-35 in favor of the white shirts. And we are coming to you live from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City. Coach Mike Perez, our numbers.
Yeah, and I think ang maganda dito para sa Bacolod is they were able to catch up in terms of field goals. 15 and 15 na ang field goals nila. Comparison 45% versus 40 that of for Muntinlupa and Bacolod respectively. Rebounds, ang laki ng disparity pero hindi masyadong nakuhanan ng ng advantage nitong Bacolod dahil itong Muntinlupa was able to get 11 points of turnovers and they got really good help from the bench, 19 versus 13.
So you mentioned the 15 in the field goal story. The difference is 1 3-pointer and more free throws for Muntinlupa in this game. They have actually attempted 7 more free throws, making 3 more compared to Bacolod City. Let's see if they can get another win. So this could be their 4th win in 5 games. But as for Bacolod City, in their rejuvenation game, this is their attempt to win their first outing after 9 tries here in the MPBL. They have a record of 1-10. As we thank you for joining us, Danny Marilao, no-look feed onto Alfred Cedillo.
See right there, the leaders, McCoy, Batak, Flores, and Moralde for Muntinlupa. And just a good thing na you don't have Joshua Giab in there. It means that other players are actually stepping up. And Joshua is actually giving them that limelight as well in this match.
Oh, now there's a steal. Jamel Ramos working with Tricky Perumingan. Back to Ramos for 2.
Yan tingin ko ang strength nitong Bacolod. Backcourt. Perumingan, Ramos, isama mo na siguro dyan si Danny Marilao, who keeps running up and down the floor. And that's gonna be real good fast break opportunities para dito sa Bacolod.
By the way, at first, I had such a nice impression of Jamel Ramos because he has a very good attitude. He actually played American football back in his days in the US. At some point, naging wrestling pa ang kanyang hobby. But this is a guy who played quarterback, much like that. A forward pass onto Tricky Perumingan as Tricky misses. And now Ramos, earlier, before this game, I was kidding around with some Bacolod City players and they actually had a nickname for Jamel. And his jersey number, if you can notice, is 0. His idol apparently is Damian Lillard.
I knew it.
Damian Lillard. But the nickname for him, as Dave Moralde scores on the other end, the nickname for Jamel Ramos is Damian Lizard. Yeah, it's Damian Lizard. And it was coined by Jacob Galicia as we take a look at that beautiful move by Dave Moralde. Okay, so just to provide context, of course, there's a lot of joking, behind that Damian Lizard term, but it's also because of his ability to penetrate with the basketball. Okay, now let's turn you over to Cindy Crespo.
After the first half, Coach Mixon Ramos was not happy at all because this is not the type of approach and pressure that he wanted to see from his Muntinlupa Cagers. Originally, they were supposed to be more precise and bring out a better discipline. Pero yung body language daw nila kanina ay very concerning. Hindi masyadong bumabacks out. Bacolod had 8 more rebounds after the second quarter at maraming forced shots. Hence, to emphasize that sense of urgency, paalala ni Coach Mixon, nakakatatlong panalo pa lang tayo this season. Marami pa tayong katrabahuan and they need to start here. Mixon, Coach Mike.
Well, thank you, Sydney, for that report. At least there's that sense of urgency from Jasper Cuevas in that previous sequence, 44-39. It was quite messy, especially from the Bacolod side of things in the first half. They had 10 turnovers as compared to the 7 of Muntinlupa.
I feel ang magandang balik dyan ng Bacolod is yung defense nila. Kanina, they were outnumbered in terms of steals, but immediately they came back with 6 steals in the second quarter and allowing them to get more attempts and trying to close this gap with the Cagers.
Well, fast break story, it has benefited Bacolod by 2 points compared to Muntinlupa. 11-9 in this game as this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Well, a lot of that, I think, has to do with the percentage of Muntinlupa going down a little bit, especially in the latter part of the second quarter, which Bacolod turned into fast break opportunities their way. And kanina yung report ni Sydney about body language and all, we also heard that same report from last game dito kay Coach Mixon. He did not like the body language of their team despite that win last time. And so, you like a coach na hindi nagsesettle just for the win and to understand what the process is.
Might I say, it's very ironic because now that they're piling up their wins, why would you have worse body language?
Yeah, which is also our question in our mind back then. And so you're winning. This is what you really want. So you gotta start good vibes, kumbaga, para dito sa Cagers.
46-39. Joshua Giab working with Jasper Cuevas. Pinapalabas si Dave Moralde. Corner three-pointer. That's short. Bacolod on the run. Danny Marilao. Almost a turnover. We're back with Ramos. Up top to Cedillo. Galicia leans in. No basketball tap. And here's Muntinlupa. Jasper Cuevas. Try
Good
to go with a
pass.
Pinoy step. There's the feed onto McCoy Marcos.
Yeah, good pass right there by Jasper, understanding that he was in too deep and had to find a teammate. And right there, the trailer happens to be McCoy, sinking his 16th point of the game.
48-39. I asked McCoy Marcos during halftime, bago bang sapatos mo? And he said yes. I wonder if that's actually a lucky charm for him because he's off to a great start. So how many points is he at now?
16.
That's more than double his season average already of 7 points per game.
Pero dapat ang bagong sapatos binibreak in pa. Pero matik na agad kay
I
McCoy.
don't know. You never know with lucky charms.
Right.
48-39. Joshua Giab onto Cuevas. He's blocked. Now, display of the game is brought to you by Buenas, Jasper Cuevas, the Pinoy step, and then the feed. Actually, I just realized, maganda rin pala sa Pinoy step yun, no? Kasi wala ka pa sa ibabaw eh. So, you know, in a way, you still have good vision in terms of feeding that basketball.
Right.
As Joshua Giab just scored.
Yeah, I think ang key dun is yung control on the footstep. Once you get that little Pinoy step, yung uplift na kunyari titira ka, yun yung fake eh. But understanding na meron ka pang dalawang step to finish.
Cedillo able to give the ball inside onto Jacob Galicia, who, by the way, is having what is most likely the game of his season so far. Let's see his tally.
So 9.
Galicia, 9 points and 5 rebounds. So that already surpasses his average both in scoring and rebounding.
Right. And Galicia's just been that guy that Bacolod needs offensively. And the thing is, he's a guy that actually makes himself available, either cutting through open lanes or securing rebounds.
50-42 is the tally. Another 6 minutes in the third. Almost a steal. Marge De Leon. Cuevas. Post action again. That's the scheme that you wanted in the first half. De Leon misfiring.
Yeah, that was really good. Good point of attack.
Here's Danny Marilao as the point of attack. And he was fouled.
I like his footwork right there. Pero I don't think he's gonna be able to make that scoop shot. Masyadong malalim.
At least he tried.
He tried, right.
That's 2 gimmies for Danny Marilao.
And the thing that you like about Danny also, remember in that last game, they were completely outnumbered in terms of rosters. But he was there competing. I mean, rebounding, scoring. He's just a guy that never gave up.
Well, he played the most time.
Yes.
36 minutes and 49 seconds versus Abra. He scored 18 points and grabbed 6 rebounds. I want to give a shout out actually to Jamel Ramos, Nico Obalde,
Right.
JR Galit, Danny Marilao, Ian Pardo, and JM Manalang for working hard in their previous game versus the Abra Weavers.
At saka that, they were outnumbered significantly, but that never looked like a lopsided game. You see effort on the side of Bacolod, which you love if you're the coaching staff of Bacolod.
Did anybody foul out? Actually, wala.
Wala.
Nobody fouled more
Nobody.
than twice in that game. Buti na lang. Let's take a short break with this coach's challenge.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful challenge. There's a foul on Joshua Giap on this drive by Danny Marilao. So he thought that he got ball. Apparently not. Coach Alex Calwing is not yet convinced. As we did see a certain angle here in the arena. But again, our referees have multiple angles. Yeah. Coach Alex have to let this go. Yeah, that's a technical foul. There's Coach Alex Calweng, the former head coach of the Bataan Risers. An assistant to Coach Mixon Ramos here in Muntinlupa. And they're both assistants to Coach Louis Gonzalez in JRU. Okay, so he has calmed down. Good job by Dave Moralde as well to try to calm his coach down.
Minsan talaga pag kita mo na wala, you know, I can't blame Coach Alex though.
Well, the thing is, he saw one angle. And again, referees had multiple angles.
That's right.
Danny Marilao though, wasn't there supposed to be another free throw?
Yeah, that's a technical free throw, and he's got to have 1 point. We'll ask them later.
Okay, we'll just continue. 50-45. Here's Jasper Cuevas.
Take it. There you go.
Kevin Buenaflor, short. Ball tapped and recovered by Jamel Ramos. Peromingan. There's the lob. Galicia. Jacob, reverse. No good. Ball recovered by Muntinlupa.
Lalim nung tira na yun. Tapos tatlong white defenders pa. Galicia really trying to make a statement here. He's already got 10 points in the game and he's not about to give up at all.
Here's Kevin Buenaflor. The pull-up. No good. Good box out by Bongay.
Yep.
Another chance for them. This is only a 2-possession game. Nice pass. March De Leon barging his way through. No good. And here's a possible counter. Tricky Peromingan. On to Danny Marilao. They go to Tricky. His three is no good.
Ito yung difference pagka si Alfred ang nasa loob. You know, quickly pagka ganon, tinatakbo ka agad sa kabila yung bola. You see opportunities for rebounding and fast break points.
Under 4 minutes remaining in the third. 5 on the shot clock. Makoy Marcos behind the back. He could have shot that ball. But still, it's a dime for him and 2 points for Bongay.
Bongay just giving quality minutes here for the Cagers. Much as you're seeing very limited minutes from Joshua. Bongay has done good in covering for that spot.
Jamel Ramos for 3. That's why he is called the Damien Lizard
Dalawang
of Bacolod City.
Dalawang bagay lang minsan gusto kong sabihin ha.
Oh.
Pareho ng forma sa kilos, pareho ng tira, pati pagbitbit ng bola. No?
Exactly.
Kaya sinabi mo kanina sino idol niya, alam ko na.
Damien Lillard.
Damien Lillard, right.
So, I did mention the Lizard pertains to his penetration. Mabilis kasi siyang umatake.
Yeah.
It's lizard-like. That's why he's called like that by Jacob Galicia, among others. And now there's a foul on the attack by Makoy Marcos, but here's his speed behind the back. 2 easy points for Errol J. Bongay, but here's the 3 by the guy who idolizes Dame Time.
Even yung pagkakalma pagkatapos ng tres, eh, no? Ganun lang, all business eh. And Javi and I, we covered that game in Bataan. We were actually raving at how he played. Talagang laban at laban pa rin kahit kulang sila.
Might I say, the colors of Bacolod City are black, red, and white.
Yep.
The former colors, yeah,
Portland
of
light.
Damien Lillard. 53-48, 3 minutes and change. J.R. Galit onto L.A. Casinillo. Onto the left, Ralph Salcedo. Back to LA, Casinillo drives. Tough layup. No good. Rebound. McLean Sabelina.
Ganda nung sequence na yon para dito sa Bacolod. Bigay sa wing, balik ka agad, tawag doon, boomerang, tapos atake pababa.
53-50. Flores bounce pass onto De Leon. Marge spinning. And he got fouled by McLean Sabelina.
Yeah, yan talaga ang pinakamagandang, in my opinion, and I've been saying this repeatedly. See this beautiful action right here. Little boomerang action, pabalik, tapos offensive rebound. Huwag ka lang bibigay. Don't give up. You gotta get the offensive rebound and the putback.
McLean Sabelina just scored his first 2 points in this game. Marge De Leon, on the other end, just scored his first point in this game. It's 54-50.
Pag tinignan mo tong Cagers, halos yung profile ng most of the players are really like how Marge is built, no? Body frame, movement, and all. Just really small guys that are very athletic.
Galit in trouble. Almost a turnover. Casinillo fires. That's good.
Casinillo talaga meron niya mga tira sa labas, and it's really just the opportunity to get him open out there para dito sa Bacolod.
That's a foul. Salcedo arguing that it could have been a charge. There's Ralph, who, by the way, mamaya na yan, as this 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. LA Casinillo able to convert from downtown, but I was talking about Ralph Salcedo. This guy actually sustained a high ankle injury back in March that sidelined him for quite a while, and he hasn't been 100% for 3 months. So that obviously, took a toll on his progress. He was already in good condition off of PBA 3x3. Let's see if he can continue to recover. The good thing is he's still known as the stabilizer, the ultimate system player and teammate for Bacolod City. Well recognized by his teammates. J.R. Galit working with Salcedo. Galit, that's his shot. There you go. And ultimately, we have a deadlock.
Yeah. And babalikan mo ulit ang field goal attempts. Right now, it's a +5 field goal attempts in favor of Bacolod. And on the average, they actually have 6 more field goal attempts season-wide para dito sa Bacolod in their matchup between these two teams.
Well, rebounding story has definitely helped in that department. It's a +10 for J.R. Galit and company. Mabawi na lang sa free throws itong Muntinlupa.
Actually, kanina, nakukuha rin naman nila yung dikit na mga attempts. Hindi lang nila ma-convert eh. So it really was just a matter of conversion in the first half. And now, they're being more aggressive, getting into their schemes. And they're getting rewarded with baskets, closing down this gap.
This by Marge De Leon. It is 56-55. Bacolod led by 3 points early in this game. Ever since, it's been all Muntinlupa.
Yeah.
Foul. That's off the ball.
Medyo
called.
may kapit ng konti sa baba.
It's Errol Bongay called for it.
Pero napakalaki kasi ng pinakawalang mga puntos nitong Muntinlupa noong second quarter para dito sa Bacolod after limiting them to 10 points, allowing them to score 25 in the second.
Ian Pardo misfires. Good box out there by Kevin Buenaflor.
Right. Kung hindi, offensive rebound na naman yun. Eh, dun lang nakakuha ng bola kanina si Sabillana dun sa rebound na yun.
We're back with Alfred Flores, the before-mentioned player of ICC in the NCRAA. Down they went, and that's a turnover for Bongay. J.R. Galit on the move. Galit escapes and feeds. Pardo. Up top they go. LA Casinillo. Nice crossover. Casinillo all the way.
High probability ang isang kanang player pag nasa kaliwa, that drive middle dyan. Pero kanina, ni-reject niya. Punta tayo sa kabila. Dito ka dumipensa. Naunahan ka agad.
Let's see that replay. Faking right, going left for L.A. Casinillo. And he basically told Errol Bongay, let's take some walks with us.
Yes. Tsaka hindi na niya pinilit tumapos ng kaliwang kamay kasi baka abutin pa siya, no? Kaya tira kagad, right-legged, with a right-handed scoop.
Free throws for Alfred Flores. Okay, so I did get the confirmation from him during halftime about where he played. Kaya po siya na late ay dahil tinapos niya ang NCRAA kasama ang kanyang finals MVP. Nanalo po sila ng championship doon at ang kanyang kakape ay si Adrian Ramirez, who actually plays for the Bataan Risers. We'll see him later on. He was the finals MVP of ICC.
Yeah. And so same pala siya sa situation nila, ano, nila Galliano, nila Omani.
Kalaban nila si Galliano.
Yeah. In the championship, right?
There you go. That's against Olivares College, among others. "35 seconds. Casinillo's feeling it. Short rebound, Alfred Flores. Here he is. Flores keeping his head up. Almost a turnover. March De Leon onto Gabe Capacio. Makoy Marcos. 8-second differential. Flores. 12 on the shot clock. Alfred going to March. Good look. Ooh, air ball.
Disappointed siya sa sarili niya. Alam niya, ang ganda ng pass eh. Open. Malayo ang depensa. Dapat na-shoot niya yun.
Yeah, he's gonna hear it from his kuya later on for sure. Matt De Leon of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. 10 seconds before the end of the third. Casinillo. Hounded by Buenaflor. Still no foul. 4 seconds. There it is. The last foul to give for Muntinlupa in this quarter.
Yeah, actually very similar situation yan toward the end of the second quarter. Kanina ganun din, no? May fouls to give tayo. Ibigay na natin yan para wala silang attempt.
4.5. This is a lot of time for Ralph Salcedo and company. It will be a sideline inbound. A chance for them to regain the lead ever since the first frame. Casinillo is blocked by Makoy Marcos. There's the recovery. Way off for Ian Pardo. So that's going to do it for our first 3 frames. Muntinlupa was in total command after the first quarter, 19-10. But Bacolod has slowly but surely trimmed the lead down. It's now 58-57 here inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City. This third quarter score is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Presenting our Suzuki Muscular and Sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. We are back inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sidney Crespo. We might have gotten some people confused in the third frame about that sequence with a technical foul involving Danny Marilao's free throws. So yes, apparently he did get his technical foul free throw and 2 free throws off of a personal foul.
Yeah, and so yung last na yun is really just the technical.
Here's Buenaflor misfiring our quarter scoring.
Yeah, scoring by quarter, defensively medyo hindi ka matutuwa if Muntinlupa for the entire quarter. But you have to be happy with how you ended the third quarter. You know, closing out and not making them get an attempt or a basket. And, you know, I was going to say earlier, pukpukan tong start ng fourth quarter na to because sigurado gustong pumondo ng dalawang teams na to towards a win.
60-57. Muntinlupa is looking for their 4th win in 5 games, while Bacolod is looking to snap their 8-game losing skid. They've only had 1 victory so far in our season. L.A. Casinillo was fouled on his drive.
And so far, naging key talaga dito para sa Muntinlupa is the insertion back of Alfred Flores. I mean, he's provided a lot of energy in the very limited time that he got in the third quarter.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Casinillo so far is in double figures. So he's tied with Galicia and Marilao in scoring for Bacolod. Now he's ahead of them. One possession game. Makoy Marcos. That was a grab.
Yeah.
No foul.
Well, that was the strong side of Makoy too. How many times will you give it up? That right side of the floor para dito kay Makoy.
I wonder if we just had a terrible angle at it. Now let's go back the other way. How about the confidence of Flores? Unable to score. He came out of bounds. So that is going to be Bacolod City basketball.
Yeah, and parang isa lang ang speed na alam nitong si Alfred.
Now we have our lucky fans of the game. Brought to you by Buenas. Some clappers for LA Casinillo. But now this is Nico Gonzalez, who might have gotten hurt in the previous sequence. I wonder what happened to him. As now Jasper Cuevas returns.
Now I like this combination of Alfred and together with Jasper. This is very much good potential here para sa Cagers, and Bacolod gotta be wary about this combination of guards para sa Cagers.
Here's Pardo. On to Casinillo. Salcedo almost traveled.
Yeah.
7 on the shot clock. Casinillo. Switch. Makoy guarding him. LA dancing. Good defense by Makoy Marcos. And here's the counter run. 2-on-1. Marcos up and under. Sorry, miss. Put back for Marge.
Well, that's really the kind of action that you'd love if you're Coach Mixon. Get a stop and run the other way if you have fast break points and points off turnovers.
We've seen 17 points off of turnovers for Muntinlupa in this game. That's 4 more against their season average. Again, they're third to the last in the league in that category. Casinillo from downtown.
Tama yung banggit mo kanina. Medyo ramdam ni Casinillo na meron siyang range sa labas, no?
Flores on the other end. That's a 3.
And Flores really providing this much needed energy na sinimulan ni Makoy early in this game, and wait for Makoy to explode later in this quarter.
Marcos and Flores now combined for 29 points, but how about the effort by LA Casinillo? What a game for him. He's up to 16.
Yeah, but the good thing is he is using his advantage against Alfred, you know, bringing him down to the low block, understanding he's got height. Little good shot up fake right there, and before rising up for that shot and make.
Well, this is another guy who started quite late in our tournament, but Bacolod, I'm sure, is very happy to have him playing like this as a homegrown. Casinillo's tally, 16, 2 rebounds, but his free throw shooting can be better. 65-63, Gabe Capacio. On to Makoy Marcos. Down low, it's De
Good
Leon.
cut.
That is Capacio for 2 points.
Good cut right there by Capacio. Well, very patiently executing talaga itong ofensiba para dito sa Cagers. Pero kailangan dumepensa rin ang Cagers. At the same time, ganun rin sa side ng Bacolod.
That's Sabinina who converts. Trimming the lead down to 1.
5 3-pointers na yan para dito sa Bacolod. Normally, they'd be getting, what, 4 makes per game. Roughly around that number na.
Makoy Marcos spins and scores. 19 points for Makoy.
Safe to say, nobody stopped Makoy in this game. Every time na umaatake siya, kung hindi nakakarating siya palagi dun sa spot na yun na gusto niya, pero you know, for the most part, he's actually getting his baskets.
No answer by LA Casinillo, and we're back with Alfred Flores.
Clear out.
Double cross, what a move. Flores onto Marcos. Where will they go? This is a mismatch. Marcos drives, Marcos misses. And that's a forward pass. One-on-one action. That's actually good defense by Jasper Cuevas.
Yeah, pinayaan yung tumama doon sa kamay ni LA. Pero sabi ni LA, nakapitan daw siya, no? But kanina, we saw in 2 sequences already. McCoy had that ball on the wing, waited for weak side action. At some point, kailangan itira niya yun. Kasi wala siyang depensa. You have to look at the rim so that to keep the defense busy. So twice already we've seen that. At some point, if you're McCoy, you have to take that shot.
69-66, under 6 minutes to go. Off of the horns play. We're back with Cuevas.
Back pick.
Cuevas now to Marcos. Almost traveled, kick out. 4 seconds, Flores. Tough shot. 2 free throws for Alfred.
Veteranong-veterano yung Alfred, ano? Kita mo, umatake, binasa yung depensa, tiningnan kung saan magagaling yung pangalawang depensa. Nakikita niya pupunta sa 3-point si Cuevas. Sabi niya, hindi, ako natitira nito, advantage ako.
I am quite impressed with this young man.
And you know, it's the way that I guess the way that he carries the ball and his vision. He always has his heads up.
Exactly.
Diba?
Exactly.
Hindi mo siya nakikitang yumuyo ko eh. He always has his heads up. It continues to pro until, you know, makita niya kung saan yung magandang point of attack. And that, to me, is an important attribute of a point guard.
Well, he was averaging 15 points and 5 assists in their final series in the NCRAA. So it's good that he's able to translate his game here in the MPBL as Joshua Giab returns. 71-66, Danny Marilao. Met by McCoy Marcos. Good pressure applied by McCoy. Jamel Ramos now goes to Tricky Perumingan. Casinillo asking for it.
Yeah, they want to go to that mismatch again.
The pull-up and the miss. Rebound Capasso. They can slow down.
Yeah, credit sa depensa ni Jasper Cuevas doon. He was able to push out doon si LA until that ball he received already almost in the 3-point area instead of the post.
Capasso. Cuevas in trouble. Ooh, that's that. And no foul as Flores basically boxed out Casinillo, who was trying to go for the ball.
Medyo frustrating na yun sa side ni LA kasi nakakadalawang situation na siyang ganun, you know? Advantage the other way, but, you know, couldn't get that rock to his hands.
But then again, if it's clean, then it's just unfortunate for him. And a smart play by Muntinlupa.
Pero kung ikaw Muntinlupa, 5 minutes, you're up 2 possession, di ka pwede mag-relax. And if you're Bacolod, you have to understand, may pagkakataon pa.
Here's Capasso. Up top against Cedillo. Gabe to the corner. That's Flores who leans in. That's good.
Iba ang dynamic na binitbit nitong si Alfred para dito sa Cagers talaga. You know, that decisiveness to take that shot, you know, with that defense in front of him.
By the way, he actually has J.R. Chavez type numbers. 16.6 rebounds.
Yeah. Kaya ano yung similarity, you know? You were talking about that earlier.
Marcos. That's Gabe fouled. Poor closeout by Perumingan.
And Gabe had him bite into that fake. Kadalasan si Gabe talagang tinitingnan muna yung peke bago tumira. Gusto niya malaman kung paano magre-react yung depensa. And that's a good read, lalo na kung nakatalikod yung depensa at it tries to close out on you.
Capasso at the stripe. 4 points to his name. Still at it. Let's see his free throw shooting. That's his first free throw in today's game. 4, 3, and 2 as his numbers. Oh, 0 out of 2 from the stripe.
Gotta make your free throws.
Free throw shooting in total is 18 out of 30 for Muntinlupa. That is not good.
Yeah.
That's a foul.
At some point in a close game like this, yung 12 missed free throws na yon could haunt you. I mean, sure, you're up 7 right now, pero there's no telling. You still have LA Casinillo para sa Bacolod that can knock down those threes. And let's not forget, Marilao is still also on the floor, as well as Ramos.
And even Jacob Galicia, who's already in double figures. Free throw shooting, though, is 9 out of 13 on the other end for Bacolod City. Jacob increasing his numbers. Two-possession game with 4 minutes to go. That's a lifetime in basketball.
Yeah, and Bacolod so far out-rebounding itong Muntinlupa and doing better free throw shooting so far. I guess that's a key. That's why this game's still close.
I wonder if they would actually take even more advantage rebounding-wise, because this is a smaller lineup for Muntinlupa.
Oo, tama.
It's Dave Moralde playing the 4 position. And it's Giab at the 5. And we know how undersized Joshua Giab is, generally speaking, for bigs.
Tsaka, you know, against a very athletic Danny Marilao, no? Kasi Galicia nandiyan pa. Ito, nakasona na naman sila.
Cuevas up top to Flores. Still looking for that opening. Alley-oop.
wow.
Good tap. Recovery for Gabe Capascio. 7 on the shot clock. Jasper Cuevas to the corner.
pass.
Dave Moralde. No good.
They had all the right intentions except for the conversion.
On the other end, nice pass on the give and go. Cedillo lost his balance, but he was still able to score.
So siya rin, napangiti. Medyo natapilok ako doon, pero you know, good pass pa rin. Important thing is na-basket mo yun, na-convert mo. Ngayon, 1 possession game, 3 points.
Cedillo has 8 points and 6 rebounds. Approaching the last 3 minutes. Alfred Flores needing a teammate. It's Giab who will fire. In and out. Rebound Galicia.
Boy, that was a good line.
Forward pass. Oh, that was too long. Even for Danny Marilao.
Unforced turnovers. Yun ang masakit eh. Diba? You know, you have the ball in your hands, you got a chance to score, but you turn it over.
And it's 14 turnovers now in this game for Bacolod compared to the 8 of Muntinlupa. We're back with the white shirts. Flores will fire.
Wow.
Oh, a three-pointer for Alfred Flores.
Oh, without remorse after taking that shot. He knew what he was getting into.
I asked that guy, ikaw naman, sinong idol mo? And he said, Allen Iverson. That explains all the guts that he has.
Yeah. Magbe-braids kaya.
Mukhang kailangan pa magpatubo. Marilao lost his balance. There was a foul on the floor, apparently. It's by the Allen Iverson of Muntinlupa, who just shot this three-pointer. And it's nothing but net for Alfred Flores.
You saw that arc on that shot. I mean, the higher that ball is, the better probability it's gonna go in. And exactly what happened to that shot by Alfred.
By the way, his other idol is Stephen Curry.
What a combo.
Yeah. Okay, sana kung equation yun, no? Iverson plus Curry equals Flores. Here's Alfred Cedillo. Oh, sorry, that's actually Galicia, who passes on to Casinillo. Misfiring again was LA. And these last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending. GameX. Two-possession game. Cuevas to Giab. The pull-up and the miss. That is off of Muntinlupa, but yep, it seems like it was off of Bacolod.
Right, sure looked like off of Bacolod. And the good thing is that they're reviewing this.
Yeah, Dave Moralde was far from it.
Layo.
An easy call there. So this shouldn't be long for our referees in terms of their review. Okay. Muntinlupa keeping possession with 14 on the shot clock. Baseline inbound for Jasper Cuevas. It's Alfred Flores. 100 seconds remaining. Flores down the middle. He's feeling it. Yes, sir.
Boy, and he's really just been that X factor for the Cagers. The moment he came in, things started changing. Pace of the game, decision making, and shot selection.
It is now an 8-point advantage for Muntinlupa. 1 minute and 38 to go. Alfred Flores versus Bicolandia had 14 points, 3 assists, and 2 steals. He took 14 shots from the field, a testament to all of his confidence in this world. Well, it's less in terms of attempts in this game from the field. 6 out of 9 though, very efficient, and 7 out of 8 from the stripe.
I think ang importante dun yung shot selection. Walang pilit dun sa mga tira niya because primarily he's a point guard that looks to distribute. And if it's not there, I can take the shot.
Did you see the celebration?
Yeah.
2 pounds to the chest and 1 to the sky.
Right.
That's Stephen Curry for you. And there's Captain Marbel. Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes with the Peacemaker, Rudy Distrito, our MPBL VIPs at the sideline. Bacolod is down by 8. Cedillo drives, tough layup, no basket, offensive rebound, and no cleanup for Jacob Galicia.
Well, a good thing that they were able to clear that defensive board para dito sa Cagers. No matter of execution here down the game.
Flores will go to De Leon. Now it's Joshua Giab. On to Dave Moralde. 8 on the shot clock. Will they go to Alfred? The answer is yes. 2 seconds. Pass up to the sky. And that's just too high and too long for Jasper Cuevas.
Dumula sa kamay. Kitang-kita naman kahit na saan na. Una-una si Alfred hindi papasa ng ganun kataas. Pangalawa, kita mo nawala yung control talaga dun sa bola. And you know, you like how Muntinlupa is actually switching players here, making sure that they got the right personnel.
Makoy Marcos has 19 points. He's back in the game. He is the second leading scorer of Muntinlupa. 55 seconds. That's a make for Alfred Cedillo.
Yeah, they're still in this. 2-possession game lang to. Importante yung depensa dito para sa Bacolod. Get a stop and go the other way.
Cedillo is in double figures, by the way. But he just committed the foul. That's the last foul to give for Bacolod City.
Crucial yan dahil ito kailangan nilang dumepensa nang wala ng foul. So really straight up honest defense without sending anyone to the free throw.
We have a timeout with 46 seconds to go. It is a 2-possession game here in Nueva Ecija. As mentioned by Sydney, Coach Mixon Ramos did remind his players na nakatatlong panalo pa lang tayo. That proves not so much as of yet in our campaign here in the MPBL. We have the total points for Jacob Galicia, L.A. Casinillo, and Danny Marilao. It's 38 combined for them. And to be specific, Casinillo leads the way with 16. For Bacolod City, Galicia has 12 and Marilao has 10.
Yan. Yung kombinasyon na yan, very crucial dun sa run, lalo na dun sa second quarter, leading up to the third, where they got 25 and 22 points respectively. And in this quarter, again, balik sa 20-point output itong Muntinlupa, pero outscored na nila ang Bacolod. And so it really just is a matter of, you know, putting that pedal on the offense para dito sa Cagers.
It's going to be a sideline inbound with Flores working with Cuevas, De Leon, Giab, and Marcos. Marcos will go to Jasper. Cuevas hounded by Tricky Perumingan. Back to McCoy.
Watch out for Alfred.
9 on the shot clock. Alfred Flores for 3. Short. Ball tapped and recovered by Bacolod City.
Still got a chance.
Danny Marilao down by 6. Marilao, no foul, no conversion.
I was too hurried, I suppose. They could have gotten a better shot.
A 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Thing is, they can't foul anymore kasi penalty.
Bacolod continues to pressure. Still no foul. Almost a backcourt violation. Giab, no good. 10 seconds remaining. A 2-possession game. Galicia will attack and he will score. They're down by 4 with 6 seconds to go. And Coach Mixon just has to make sure.
Yeah. Can't take a risk. You know, set up natin to sa half court natin. I-set up na mabuti.
Well, we've seen steals happen at the backcourt, translating onto easy points. So there you go. Let's see if this would actually be the ultimate answer for Muntinlupa with 6 seconds to go. They're up by 4 and they're on the verge of winning their 4th game in 5 outings after starting the season 0-7.
Right.
On the other end for Bacolod City, they're 1-10. They have an 8-game losing skid. Imus, by the way, is also another team that is very hungry for a victory. They're 0-11 so far as one of our 2 winless teams alongside Bicolandia.
Yeah, and Muntinlupa on their last 5 games actually going 4 out of 5 right now.
Yep.
Yeah, win in Bataan, win in Sarangani, a loss against Nueva Ecija, and then the win with Bicol right now, an impending win against Bacolod. So you're feeling good if you're Coach Mixon right here. You got a really good stretch. 4 out of 5, you'll take that. On to the next 5, I guess.
Well, their next games would be San Juan, Marikina, and Pangasinan. They're going to need all the momentum in the world before they take on the Knights inside the Philoil Eco Oil Center. Alfred Flores just looking to secure that basketball. And there's Cuevas who will be fouled. So it's free throws for Jasper. Okay, I'd like to say this. This is such a big revelation for Muntinlupa, having found Cuevas and Flores as answers for their backcourt.
Yes.
Cuevas was struggling at the start of the season, just being the main point guard of Muntinlupa. But his progress was significant enough for him to play alongside Alfred Flores at this point.
It allowed Cuevas to actually move to the wing position and let Alfred run the show. And benefiting from that, of course, and maganda yan para dito sa Cagers.
It's basically the Marvin Taiwan argument with San Juan. He's so good na sinasabay na siya kay Orlan Wamar, the franchise player of the Knights. We have another timeout here. So Bacolod is down by 6. Well, mathematically speaking, this is still very possible, Coach Mike.
Yeah. Still is 4.6. You gotta get up a really good setup, knock down a 3. Go the other way, maybe get a foul. Hope they miss the free throws, and hopefully you get another shot. Very slim.
We'll try to get a steal first.
Try to get a steal first before the foul. That's right. The important thing is you get the ball in bounds and make a knockdown of 3.
For Bacolod, their next 3 games would be Bicol, Pangasinan, and San Juan. Bicol, as you mentioned, still hasn't won, so that could be the day for Bacolod City. As look at this.
Yeah, it's
this
tricky.
Is tricky Perumingan calling out the play.
Tricky. Wow, and you know, you love players like those.
I wonder if he actually has a good future in terms of coaching. Why not?
Tsaka yung pagkaka-Crokis, no? Talagang with conviction,
Ang tanong, yung play ba na na-i-draw niya ay para sa kanya? Para siya yung tumira. It's Danny Marilao who catches the ball. He will have to fire. No good, and that should do it. The Muntinlupa squad will win its 4th game in 5 outings here in the MPBL. So definitely something good for Coach Alex Calweng and Coach Mixon Ramos. This is our best player of the game, Alfred Flores, with 21 points and 6 rebounds to his name. But we'll also have to give a big shout out to Makoy Marcos.
Oh yeah, Makoy's been really the guy that started it all para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers. You see, you know, supporters and the parents of Alfred Flores right there, rightfully so.
Makoy Marcos, by the way, finishes with 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. But we did mention the J.R. Chavez-like numbers of Alfred Flores, the Allen Iverson of Muntinlupa, apparently. He is our best player of the game, brought to you by Buenas, fresh off of his title win in the NCRAA. He's able to contribute very well for Muntinlupa in the MPBL. This final score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. We still have more to come here in Nueva Ecija. The Bataan Risers will take on Imos Agimat for our next matchup. And then the main event will feature the finals rematch of the MPBL's 4th season, Zamboanga versus Nueva Ecija. Thank you for joining us in the first game. For Sidney Crespo and Coach Mike Perez, my name is Mix Gomez at magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.